All right, we are live. Let me refresh this thing. Make sure you can see us and hear us. Make sure we are good to go. Nothing yet. And there we go. All right, let me see who is here. The man, misinformation in hand. What's up, One Kick Finder? Kevin, good to see you. Lucky on Three Legs, what's up? Josh Leva, very nice. Sean, yo, what's up? Hugo, what's up? Armand, what's up? Manny Fresh. And while people come in, let me start off. We are going to go through the fines. I know we were not here last Wednesday.
Glenn
Vegas
was out.
Valet.
Dude had to use his vacation
One
hours.
of my vacation days. Walter, our boy Danny, what's up? Intramorph, there we go. And let me see, and Palma, very nice. Nice topic today. Big Money Mo, what's up? Is reselling dying? I don't know why it's like YouTubers go to clickbait. It's just easy. Let's just go to, is eBay dying? Is
I'll tell you
reselling
my take
dying?
later. I'll tell you my take later.
Oh, I
I'll
know.
go in. I'll go in.
Oh, I know we're gonna go in. This is gonna be. Let me see. Feels like it's dying. Says Hugo. Baker Brand. What's up? Angelito. Armand. Mr. Eric. Just got flexed early from work. Perfect. Retrospective gear. Let me see. What was the next comment? Danny, my sales picked up like crazy this week. Time to hit it hard. I like that. Nilium, what's up? Slim Pickens, Select Goods. Let me see. It's not dead, but it feels like it's in the death throes. We'll talk about that. Reselling ain't dying. Just got as easy as it was several years ago. Mr. Eric asks. Big Money Mo, because they get rewarded for attention regardless of the quality of the content.
Sheesh.
Big Money Mo will tell you how it is. Sneakers Envy. Ask Sneakers
Made
Envy if reselling is dying.
it. More like he's dying shipping.
Yeah, Sneaker Flip fine. Josh Leva sales have been on fire since the end of July. Okay, so let's talk about, I'll show some of the fines as well. We'll start off with that. We'll get into the topics, get into some news. But here's the thing though. Oh, when you get paid for clicks, you need clicks. Sneaker Flip fine. There we go. Before we get started, about the reselling, I guess in general though, I know people have had some issues regarding, let's say, some products going onto their unsold
Mhm.
or traffic issues, things like that. I'm not going to sit here and excuse eBay if there's some errors on their side. Now, if there's things that they're working on, some things they weren't aware of, people let them know about that. I think that's good. I mean, things do happen. It is what it is.
Right.
And if you find something and you're unsold, well, let's get it relisted. I mean, let's get it back on the market. And hopefully eBay can tackle the issues. Um, if your response is, well, eBay shouldn't have any of these issues, um, then I can also say, I don't know where you've been because Whatnot has issues, Amazon has issues. There's times where you click on Amazon and it takes me straight to a link of a dog that says, sorry, this page does not work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Things
That
happen.
though.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I don't, it's just like we have to keep moving. I'm not going to excuse any platform for any of it, but I
Right.
think that we can just do whatever we can control. So that's just before we start. I know B's going to go hard in the paint once we get this thing going. So let's share screen. We'll talk about the fines first. We'll make it a little light. You know what I mean?
A
A
little
little
like yeah,
easy
yeah,
to
yeah.
digest
Appetizer.
before
Come
we.
on,
A
man.
little
This
app.
guy
I
went
like
with
that.
the main topic all of a
Yeah, yeah.
sudden.
You know what? We're not ready for that right now. Okay, so some of the fines. GT Cut from Lost Finds. Now, I did find these at the outlets on the latest video on Friday. And more like GT Cut 2s, probably see more of them at the outlets, I would
Mm.
think. Starting to show up.
Yeah, they look like they're like runners now. I don't like how the way they look.
Yeah, I think GT Cut 2s, a lot of people just weren't feeling them. A lot of playoff 13. So obviously Ross Burlington digging into the
Yo,
same
I finally found
supply.
those size 19.
Yeah, they're
I
huge
wasn't gonna play into the
sizes.
clickbait, Glenn. That's why I didn't post it.
Also generous. Let's see. This guy's like, you really pass on those 13s? So there's a ton of 13s and there's a ton of Jordan 1s right now, which looks like, let's see if we could find it, this. So Eddie Things, $90. One of my Ross just has like 6 to 10 of them all in a
Oh, look
row,
at that.
big sizes. This is from Richard.
Well, the bad thing is it's in Burlington and Ross.
Yeah, exactly. So they're
Yeah.
they're in the same supplier. Gave them the huge sizes,
Yeah.
and I guess small sizes too. I did find I think like a size 4 on the Jordan 1 men's 4. Been picking up the 4s though, Big Money Mo. Yeah, I haven't seen the 4s out there though. Every Ross 3 plus True Blues and playoffs size 16 through 18 sneaker flip fine. I agree. There's a ton of those right now. So Richard, there's 4 pairs right here. And then let's go back down. I got ahead of myself here. Here's another one, Nomad Expert. And yeah, a lot of the big sizes. Here's another one, big sizes. And so buyer beware. I mean, your call on what you want to do with them. Maybe you want to wait until they go down in price. Maybe they'll clearance them out. I don't know. Kind of like the big LeBrons. Remember they had like size 16, 17, and then eventually went down to, $20 or something like that.
Yeah,
But
clearance would be nice.
the bad thing is that a lot of people start grabbing them and touching them for IG. So some of them get dirty or a little damaged, or you might get like toe box a little torn or something. So by the time they get clearanced, they might be in rough condition. So look out for that. Ross jacked up the price on the True Blues Intramorph. Let me see. I sold a pair of those. And the last one, way to go, Josh Leba. There we go. If you have the cash, it's a solid shoe, honestly. I mean, it's an OG, right? I mean, playoffs. I mean, if you want to keep those, buy those, you can sell them later. If you're in no rush, you have the capital. I mean, not that a retro for $90 is bad or $100. It's just that they're a huge size. So, and a lot of people are passing, so it's your call. Nice little cart full right here. Dapper Fanatic on the 3s, 13s, gloves. Running as well on the Vaporfly.
Oh, Vaporfly made it, huh?
Yeah, back there. Let me see. Polo, Browntown finds. And size 4.5.
4.5.
A smaller
that might
size.
be a lot more doable.
Yeah, a little doable.
Size
there.
6 women's.
Let's see if it's dirty and scuffed up. You can ask the manager or cashier for a discount.
Yeah, you can, but it's on like 10%.
Yeah, Ross is kind of shisty on that. One time, I think the girl, or even the manager, they're just like, "You can wash that." They're just like, "Come on now, discount." This is
like,
Ross.
Give me some discount for detergent, fool.
The flip and the hustle. So it looks like right now, Zeke jerseys everywhere. Marshalls, Ross. You don't even have to be in the great state of Texas. Zeke jerseys all over the place. Also, Josh Jacobs, Raiders. I don't know how Ross knew that the Raiders were not going to re-sign him before he even knew.
Insider trading, baby.
His jerseys were already at Ross, and he hadn't even re-signed. I mean, what's going on here? So those are starting to show up. Of course, the Kyler Murray, those are out there. Travis Kelce, the Super Bowl gray one, is out there. Did you see Kyler Murray on that IG post of him rocking like the sports bra?
Sports bra. He's a sports tracker. Come on now.
Oh, come on now.
But at first I thought it was a cheerleader or something. I'm like, what's a cheerleader talking to a coach?
It's a cheerleader throwing passes and receivers running routes. What's going on here? More Zeke jerseys. Man, there's like the authentic, the salute to service, the game, the replica. They're all out there. These jackets are fire. I think 2 weeks ago, I found the olive green one and the black and white one. I have not seen any other ones since, but only found two of these. But
What
they're pretty
size?
dope. I found a small on the olive and then a large on the black one. Let me see. A Tribe Called Steel, size
Oh,
11.
that's clean. That's
Air
clean.
Max
98.
98. I also found this shoe at my Ross, and it was a size 15.
Ooh.
Let me go back up. Jerseys, Rodman, Maryland, Notre Dame, Chai, sneaker deals, all at Ross. Interesting that they got this Rodman one at Ross. Usually this is like a Burlington. Thoughts on Zeke to the Pats? Vegas Valet.
He's done pretty much. You
He
know,
said
like
it's done.
unless all of a sudden, right? He was just sandbagging.
He was just chilling. He got paid. He got his money
he's
from
like,
Dallas, and he's like, you know what?
you know, this quarterback ain't winning me anything.
Yeah, I mean, is Dak sandbagging too, or Giants? This is actually a pretty dope jacket though. Finds flips. Starter Giants satin for 15. The back's pretty dope too. I like that.
15? Sheesh.
Yeah, 15. This looks like Burlington. Let me see. Let me go back up. We got jacket here, eBay Poshman, $30, big swoosh, and that one is at Burlington. Let me see. What is this? Dapper Dan
Puma.
jacket. Interesting. $25 Marshalls. Is this a Puma? I think it's a Puma.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, it is Dapper Dan. I thought it was trolling. I thought it was trolling Dapper Dan.
300 retail on this. 25. And see, there you go. One sold. Or one of the completeds. 259. Diamond Dallas Page. There you go. Sneaker flip. DDP. Let me go back up and see Big Money Mo. Not playing around. Picked up the 4s. The slides
What?
out here too. Yeah, I know. 55 on the 270s. This guy's going too fast. This is a video. New Balance, Nordstrom Rack.
Yeah, Big Money Mo. You can't do videos. Just post photos.
Just
Going too fast.
Going too fast. The Jordan bags are pretty dope too. $30 on those.
Hey, I can't believe those Adidas slides are there. I actually thought about picking up a pair. Are they comfy? Anybody?
Anybody? Anybody. So Big Money Mo. Let me see. Flipping the Hustle on the JJ Watt Cardinals. I did see this one too. I think at my Ross. Panthers. You know, I started to realize I don't know very many Panthers players at all. Once I started going through and seeing Panthers jerseys, I was like, look at that Lego on the jacket.
Oh.
Interesting. Let's see, Mile High Hustle, Vapor Max, ladies, $11.5, $90. We also had this one at our Burlington in big sizes for women too. All right, let's see.
89's kind of pricey for Vapor Max.
Yeah, I know.
Like they only sell for like 110, 120.
Yeah, their Vapor Max aren't hitting like the way they used to, especially when Nike's even trying to clearance them
Yeah,
out.
they're like 129 at Nike.com.
And even the outlets. I
Yeah,
mean,
the outlet's 99 all day, extra
Yeah.
20, 30, something like that.
PSG. Let me see. Oh, there you go. There's more of these. Rico Smooth. So size 15, 16, and 18. All 89. All
Dude, that's
right.
gonna be wild. Like, imagine like Ross and Burlington's just gonna get flooded with like Nike and Jordans.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I
I mean,
then
we
you're
knew.
gonna have big YouTubers going there.
We can't have that.
We can't have that. No, they're just gonna ruin Ross and Burlington.
I already ruined that. That's what all the comments say. I should just stop. $60 on the Sherpa Polo. I did see this one out there too in the wild. Trout batting gloves, 20. Sneaker flip fine. There you go. Banging one-offs this week. Let's see what's going on. Oregon. Very nice. Cleats on .1. 17.
Ooh, that's what we want.
270. I did
Ooh,
see
that's
this
a clean
one.
270.
Yeah, but I found a small size. 45 on that one. Oh, very easy money on both of these. 40 each.
Ooh, and then the those are tennis, right?
Mm-hmm. And then 15 on Canada. Haven't seen that one. And crucial catch on the Cowboys hoodies. Looks like they're 20. Not bad. I remember when they were 50 at Burlington Vapor Max flipping dollars. Positive outcome. What's up? Intramorph. Are fours worth it at 100? I haven't seen them, but Big Money Mo has been picking them up.
Yeah, I think Forrest, I think Forrest would stay at 150.
And a size 17 as well. Still pick up the big sizes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think more than likely you're gonna find the Jordan 1, the True Blue, and the 13s more than you would find this. So
That or the white cement reimagine.
True.
I think that 4 and the 3 is worth it.
All right. Adidas Cleats, DB Fines, and Ultra Boost.
Oh, too much. That's double the price.
That's and 50 on these two. Is this like a golf?
Yeah, it looks like a golf.
Golf Ultra Boost? Interesting. All right. And while we're here, also on random news, nice podcast here with eBay Seller Spotlight.
I did listen to it. On my way home.
Oh, very nice. So if you want to look at that, go to eBay for Business on Facebook, or you can go to their site.
Or Spotify or Apple Play. It's there.
Oh, it's there too. I don't even know.
Yeah, I follow it on Spotify. That's how I saw them.
They made my Ross Employee of the Month picture look a little bit better here.
Yeah, they did. You look like a punk.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, we're not even showing them what I'm looking at. There we go. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a podcast,
Ross
eBay
employee.
interview on it's not kind of the same thing, like paying off the student loans, a little bit about the eBay story, selling on the platform for 23 years.
Yeah,
boy,
dude.
old.
They did open that, and I was like, wait, like, is this a wrong intro or something like that? Like, this guy's must be 50.
This boy's selling out of the womb. All right, Glenn looks 16 there. Josh Leva.
Better than Rick. Yeah, what's up with the stash and the people down there?
Oh, 2 stashes. That's true. I should have brought out the stash.
And the glasses is like,
Oh yeah, glasses stash combo.
Right.
And they put me next to these good-looking Lux addicts.
Yeah, look at
and
that
stuff.
posh.
Come on now.
Some posh sellers.
All right, so go listen to that right after this. Don't do anything else. Don't go on Whatnot. Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Go listen to this. Yeah. All right, here we go. Remove this. All right, let's get into our topic today. And where are my notes on here?
Oh, the guy got some notes.
Okay. Okay, so first off, how are sales? Let's see the chat. How are sales right now? Did you see a jump from July to August? Has August been better for you? Yes or no?
Man,
let's see.
I thought it was like a fluke, because next thing you know, I got a $2,300 day, and I was like, what? And then I asked Glenn, dude hit what, 4?
Oh, I had a 4. Yeah, that was
$4,000 day. I'm like, man, and then it just kept going, and then weekend was wild. And then that's when I started getting nervous. I told JC's like, oh, we need to start packing on Sunday. So we like start shipping on Sunday. And pretty much like, because we still had orders coming in on Monday. So we pretty much had like a full shipping day of that. Because like, obviously like when you get shocked by a sheer volume of sales, like you have to double check everything. So we were like batch shipping, only 5 items at a time. That way we don't mix up stuff. And then Goat was hitting too. And I was like, it was a good weekend. But here's the thing though, it was a lot of like the $59, $69 ones for me, at least.
So you're seeing a jump. You were telling me this earlier, which is I think it's good info also for the chat. So you're saying a lot of your $59, $69, $79, less than $100
Mm-hmm.
shoe.
Yeah.
So what would qualify? Like what kind of models, I guess, are you selling
like
around this
like
range?
Pegasus,
Mm.
the regular $110 Pegasus, I was selling it for 69. Um, Free runs, those ones like the Nike waffle one, like nothing special, more like generic. Some Giannis basketball, um,
Mm.
those. So that and then Converse. So most of them, because you could see because like when I post a photo, like the brown boxes go to like UPS or FedEx, and then when you see the USPS boxes, that means like they're not going to authentication. So there's a lot more of them. So that's kind of like how I see it when we're using a lot more of the USPS boxes. That means like, oh, a lot of like lower end has been moving,
Mm.
which in a way like it's kind of like, again, it's just right. The more people could afford the lower price items, so they're moving a lot faster. I mean, I'm gonna tell you though, anything over 300 is not moving at all.
All right, let me see what the chat is saying too. Jays says, I see it like getting things people want and doing your due research on items and being consistent pulls your success. I've been lately how it's resellers over six figures and killing it still on eBay. Yeah, I think great points there. We're definitely going to be touching on a lot of those. Sales booming since Prime Day. Big Money Mo. There we go. All platforms great. Rodolfo. Big jump for me. We're struggling now ahead of the game, says Danny. Selling lower priced items, Mr. Eric. Josh Leva sales great. Back to school for sure helped. Summer has been great. Retrospective gear. I like that. Sneakers Envy. I'm actually a little slower. So probably did 2 million this month compared to
Yeah.
one. Inchamorth month started off good, but last week and a half been dead for some reason. Sales slower here. Swoopman. And Palm month been okay. I don't know, probably not much more than usual. Danny agrees. Lower price shoes been killing it. Also, sold a Flyknit run for 150. Mr. Eric. And like in three legs, I've sold a lot of my bad buys. They were lower priced to get them out. Never been happier to make $8 like in three legs.
No, I mean that is a true statement because I think most of us this year really didn't. I like, at least the people that we talk uh a lot more lately is like never really did like a summer getaway or vacation. Like I
Mm.
could remember, uh, for a fact, the last probably 5 years, this has been the most locked in summer I've been. Kind of like being more attentive, and it does help. Like every morning, I've been sending offers. I've been adjusting prices, whether it's actually lowering prices, adding shipping, or increasing prices, giving free shipping. So that's what I've been doing a lot. Like I could say this month that I have gone through all my 1,000 listings. Like, because there's like strugglers, right? Like when you find a one-off shoe, it's so hard to bulk edit a one-off shoe, right? So you have to manually edit that one listing, and then like when you thought it was gonna sell for 89, like okay, it's not the market now, and it does help that eBay gives you like the median price. Like
Mm.
it kind of like more relevant. You can't be like selling it for 100 and the median price like $60.
Mm.
So I think that's kind of like, again, like the where your focus is, right? That's where the energy is at. So I think that's kind of like help. I mean, even you, like I've I've spoke to you less this month because you've been listing crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up, especially in the football stuff. I know NFL season starting up quick, so I had like 115 jerseys to list or something like that. I mean, some of them were quantity, so that was a little bit easier. But I knew it too. Is like sales. I know these are gonna start selling once I get them, listed and everything like that. So I was happy about that. Which I'm gonna talk about that too. Let's see. Anyone outlets being annoying. They didn't let me stack discounts a couple of weeks ago. It was 20% off store wide and had a membership 10% off. They said I can't stack on bulk purchases. Every outlet is now starting to run their
Yeah.
own rules. I had a reseller friend. He told me today that they didn't let another reseller return a couple of items. I guess they're trying to go buy as is. I was like, what? What's going on here? So yeah, I don't know. Every outlet is their managers, depending on I don't know what kind of day they're having.
Mm-hmm.
They'll let you have it or not have it. Depends. eBay sneaker sales this year is down 18%. eBay Growth Advisor, Mike.
Oh, Mike. Well, welcome.
There we
So, Mike,
go.
did you say you work for eBay? You're a growth advisor? Thanks for hopping in, Mike.
Let me see. Big Money Mo. Let me go back. Said found 4-year-old cleats at Marshalls and been selling for 250 plus on Amazon. Like why people paying that much for old cleats? Hey, they have to have the comfort. They like that style. They're definitely gonna be paying up.
Yeah, I did sell like a Vapor Carbon 2.0 size 15 for
Oh man.
59. It's like, yeah.
Oh.
I was like, because I mean, like on a good size, I'll be hitting for 100 plus. But I wasn't going to hold a size 15.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about our main topic. Um, the clickbait titles, right? YouTube resellers, it's their go-to. Is eBay dying? Is reselling dying? And they said in the chat, easy clicks. A lot of the fear tactics, right? We're in trouble. The future of reselling's in trouble. Everybody has to panic. And I think I mean, unless I have to remind you the last 2 or 3 years what we've been going through. I mean, if you were doing well before that, you're still doing well now. I mean, I have to applaud you. I mean, there was a lot that went on, from stores being closed to people not being able to source, to great deals in products, to less deals on products, to way more listings on certain items, to people getting, stimulus checks, to people not having that money anymore. There was so much going on that it's kind of like, you've been through quite a bit. I know for before this, it was like, hey, 2008, that was a big time right there on like the economy, and if you lasted through that on a small business, then that was a huge deal. And I would say that this is up there with it as far as like the ups and downs and trying to find out, I guess, how you can keep your store running, whether you're a part-time or a full-time. What did you say? Would you agree on that too?
I would say so. Obviously, like, like not just in our industry, it's across. When you see businesses and platforms actually slow down on their marketing budget or spending in events. Like pretty much like the platform that I did events last year, right? Every month or twice a month, they were spending money for marketing, and this year they pulled back. To only going to like 4 to 6 events. Like that's a big drop, and that's them. Not understanding their financials, that there's not a lot of money to be grabbed from market share. So I think I totally understand that. And if you hear the news, right, like it's not in a good economy right now. But if you're still like afloat, if you're still making some money, paying bills, I think that's a dub.
Scotty Kilmer stuff. I was just watching a Scotty video earlier on some SUVs. That's hilarious. Um, so I guess the main, here's the thing. So videos and Reddit and comments, and there's so much backing also on these comments as well, that so many people feel this certain way, and that also is kind of wild. So one of the main comments, here's the first one: reselling is dead or dying, and big YouTubers don't want to talk about this bad situation. Big YouTubers need to put their foot down, share their opinion on the situation, and tell eBay just how bad reselling is right now. Now, you're asking, why is reselling so bad? They're referring to promoted listings. Promoted listings, which 2 weeks ago we talked about promoted listings and what that is looking like, right? And so they're saying that because of how high promoted listings are, eBay is not fun or profitable now because of the fee structure. Your take.
Not true. That means it's not eBay's fee structure. It's your business structure. That's wrong. Because if you think promoting 5 to 10% makes or break your business, then you're running in a really slim profit margin for that to happen. Or your products have to be promoted so high for it to be sold. That means you bought the wrong products, right? It's kind of like, okay, like, imagine like buying fidget spinners now and like, oh man, I have to promote it 90% to sell one. I'm like,
Mm.
eBay's buyer, they don't have buyers. Like, nah, not really. It's like your product is just bad. Um, but but I think it's just a natural reaction for the market. And here's the thing too. It's like also too you have to recognize the bigger your operation gets, the more inventory it needs to be fed.
Mm.
So you have to account that, okay, if you can source 100 items a week, and then now your store's bigger, you have more cash flow. All of a sudden, it's hard to find 200 items. um, I think that's harder. But if you're really trying to maintain a store, I don't think it's hard to maintain a store. Would you agree?
Well, I mean, I think reselling is hard in general. I mean, I would say that it is hard because if it wasn't that hard, then I think we wouldn't see so many people that have quit throughout the years. I mean, we've done this for a long time, but I've seen a lot of sellers that go in and out. But because it is hard to continue doing it and continue, replenishing items and growing items and also learning more. I know a lot of people, and we talked about this too about niching down, but we also talked about like niching in like your bubble. Like if you're in the shoes, what are some relatable things to that you can still kind of list that are in that same bubble. But I think that, I mean, if it wasn't hard and running the business wasn't hard, we would everyone would just be happy
We'd
in
have Lamborghinis right
Wonderland
now,
and
huh?
the what.
We'd have Lamborghinis right now.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I think it's kind of funny though, because a lot of the comments that are in this are pretty much saying how reselling is not what it used to be. Well, of course it's not what it used to be. You know what it was when I started? Sending money orders to get an item.
Yeah.
Like, do you want eBay to stay the same the way it always used to
And
be?
then and
Because
then
that's what it was.
what was that? Fraud. What was that? The people can file in eBay and PayPal.
Mm.
Like
Oh
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah,
That even if eBay denied a claim, they can still file on PayPal.
yeah.
Like
True.
that's bad. But here's the thing. I think everybody thinks that everybody means the people that are complaining about the whole situation is it gets easier. I don't think it gets easier over time. I think you get better. That's why you make it look easy.
Yeah, because you're improving on your system. I
Right.
mean,
The problem is a lot of people when they say they want it easier, I don't think they're willing to be better or they're not doing the things that makes them better. That's why when the going gets tough, they're like, "Oh, it's not like before." Like, no, you actually still need to put the same effort. And if you didn't put the right effort or the hard sacrifices up front, I think it's gonna bite you
yeah.
right now because now you're not as resilient as you were. I always like go back when I say it's tough, bro. It was tough when I'm waiting for literally a sale for me to be able to buy something. That was tough. When I had $20 in my bank account, that was tough. I don't think it's tough. I think people are just getting soft.
Mondo says you have to have your listing stand out above the other sellers. You have to act like your stuff, especially if you are wanting a buyer to pay you $100 to $300 on a pair of shoes. Slim Pickens says back in the day when you get a crazy high offer on an item, the buyer would request you to send it to a hut in Africa. Let's see. Danny, agree. Learn from your losses. Pivot your game. I don't see the same amount of resellers I used to see even back in 2017, 2018. Big Money Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Let me see. You have to stay consistent with your selling. Oh, selling with your items. You got no likes for an item or a week. Repost it. Just don't let it sit there and collect dust.
I agree because eBay actually provides viewers the last 30 days. Do you guys know that? Do you guys watch that? And sort it from low to high. You, I could tell you, you probably have 10% of your items that have zero viewers the last. And what's to blame? eBay, or are you gonna take that down, retake better photos, put a better title, put better item description, and release it? I think that's the maintenance part that I think people don't do.
So one of the main one, and people had a lot of like agreements on this one, is like, so this person was like, yes, I started to not watch my favorite YouTubers because quite frankly, I'm sick of them showing how they are selling 20 to 30 items a day when I only have 2 sales in a week and I'm doing everything I should be doing, listing and promoting listings. I've even ended items because I think my items are not good enough. I love thrifting, I love reselling, but when you have no sales, it's discouraging. Well, first off, on the YouTuber part, we've talked about this before too. Not all YouTubers are killing it on eBay. They might be a reselling channel. They might be more for entertainment. They might be trying to teach you things. They might not be telling you or trying to teach you things. And a lot of times too, maybe the stuff they're teaching you isn't even good info. I don't know. Everyone is different on how you're going to approach the business. And I mean, you can watch however you want to watch. But here's the thing that I want to also tell you guys too is that, so with YouTube and everything like that, I'm also not here to tell you that everything that I sell are home run hits either. So my last 90 days, and look, we've been pretty consistent on everything. I think the last time I showed, I was around the 120 range 4 months ago. I've been trying to list, trying to replenish, trying to grow that more and more. And going through my last sales, I'm even gonna read them to you. On some of the stuff, I haven't. Some of them I make okay money. Some of them I am trying to, like Lucky and Three Legs said, I made $8 on it because I had it for a while. I'm trying to get it out. I'm also not gonna be sitting thinking that I have the best inventory ever. I think that's also another problem too, is like whether you're thrifting or other, you find an item and you think that the buyer has to pay that amount because of how rare it is. And it may not even be rare. Maybe you overpaid for it. Now, if you overpaid, that's on you, and you really need to make a certain amount of money, well, I guess you're going to be sitting on that item for a while. I don't know what to tell you. So my last items, let me read you some of these. San Antonio Spurs snapback hat. I sold for $15. I bought a box of 100 of the same item. I have a ton of these hats. I paid $5.41 each on these. My profit was $6.97.
Sheesh, double 100% ROI, baby.
Minnesota Vikings Randy Moss limited jersey. I sold for $160. I paid $65 for it. My profit was $51.78. Great sale.
Yeah.
Let me see. This one was women's golf spikeless size 7. I sold for $40. I got it for $15. And they paid shipping. I made $23.36.
Okay. Double your money. Double your money.
Let me see some of the other ones on here. React Infinity Run Flyknit size 10. That one I had for a while. A long while. I took an offer at $70. I made $3.59.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Then on there was a really good one on here. On Air Force One low women's, I sold for $169 and I paid $51 for it. Profit $92.13. And then I had a snapback show on yesterday on Whatnot. Profit for the entire show $333.03.
And what? Like what? How much time did it take you
I know
from
where prep
prep,
time.
show, and ship?
Exactly. It was that entire whole thing. I think prep time, I think took me 42 minutes on prep. My show was right under an hour, I think. And then shipping, I think was 35 minutes after that. So
So about like 2.5 hours plus minus.
probably on that one.
Yeah.
Let me see. Damaged Travis Kelsey jersey. I sold for $60. I got it for 15. Profit $29.38. Detroit Lions training camp bucket hat. Sold for $45. I got it for 8. Profit $30.23.
Right.
I mean, I could keep going on these, but here Lakers reload hat sold for 15. I got it for 5. Profit $6.51.
Right.
Not all are home run hits,
Yeah.
but they all add up right away.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's you understanding that it's not the time to flip retros or off whites right now.
I don't even have the access like I used to on a
Right.
lot of stuff
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
was able to get.
Yeah.
And so, and that's the thing though, is like, there's some stuff that, like the Laker hat and the Spurs hat, I literally have 100 of these. I've been trying to, get much of those sold as I can, especially if you're 100% ROI. I'm cool
Yeah.
with that. But I'm
Yeah.
not making 20, 25 a hat or anything like that. And I know it's kind of dumb though too, and a lot of videos that I've been watching, they like to call out Chris without just saying Chris's name. Dude, if you're gonna call him out, just say his name.
Yeah.
We know him. He's daily refinement. We know him. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't know why we're hiding here.
Yeah.
And so for Chris, I like what I like that he's talked about is that not all your items are rare. And you shouldn't think that they're rare. I do agree on that standpoint of where they're coming from. And especially right now, it seems like so much inventory is out there, right? I mean,
Yeah. You can
a
get
lot of liquidations,
there's
a lot of
no
sales.
problem of getting inventory right now.
What I don't agree on though is that I know they've been on a lot of like $20 type of things, like make 20 or more, $20 bills here, $20 bills here. For me, I just feel like, oh, I'm not gonna pass on something if I have access to it to make, if I'm gonna make 18 and I paid 3 or 4,
Right.
or making 19, 17, 15, because they're all gonna add up quick, over and over and over and over again. Especially when you have deep quantities in these things, it's just like you're playing that long term game. I mean, I don't really see, I guess, like a major rush to get those out right away if the money is there. So
Yeah, I mean understanding timing too. I think, like with where everything's at right now, like what, we're 3 years out of COVID. Everything's shaky. They don't know where everything would land. You know, I think, I mean, I've said this, like, this economy's gonna be rough this year. Pivoted, drop all my retros, not chasing retros or collabs like I used to last year. And then when whatnot died down for me, I didn't cry about whatnot, whatnot not having customers. As a matter of fact, I was part of whatnot's campaign to get customers, and they paid me money for it. But still, we couldn't get customers like we did last year. So it's not, when things are not the same, you gotta figure out how to pivot, and then, you gotta find out. And when things are tough, I mean, you can only do so much. That's why I always say, like, control the things that you can control, and everything. As long as you've controlled it, and make the business decision. Is this still sustainable for me and my family, or for me to pay the bills? If it's not, go. And I think, like, in a way, I mean, let me know how you see this, that we glorify YouTubers so much at some point that we just take everything that they say as how it is.
true. Yeah.
And I say this all the time as a caveat, that YouTubers make money on YouTube, not on reselling. So I've said this: YouTubers might get you to go to Ross and source, but the YouTubers cannot get you from the Ross to building it to a 6-figure income, because they haven't done it.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to, like, vet and verify the YouTuber. Okay, he's teaching me how to become a successful. Is he a successful reseller, or he is should? As a matter of fact, if you find a successful YouTuber and doesn't have a good eBay store, doesn't have a big store, you should become a YouTuber and watch what they do. Because follow what they're successful at, not what they say.
And let me go back to, well, speaking of YouTuber stuff too, another thing that I do agree with Chris on is he's been doing good on Poshmark. And I think that when there's other platforms, that's another thing when I see reselling is dying, there's other platforms you can experiment, right?
Yeah.
There's other things that you can try to work on, right? And it's funny because when this was mentioned, so many complaining comments went right after that. It was like, well, I've always been on eBay, this and that, which is fine. Then find your way to work on that platform. Mm-hmm. Then someone's like, man, Amazon, you know what? I was doing well, and then I just stopped. The returns got too high, and the fees are out of control. And then someone's like, you know what? I did Poshmark. They want 20%. And the whole sharing thing, I wasn't doing that. And then someone came in, Whatnot, you know what? Whatnot's growing. And someone's like, Whatnot's a grind, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so much work to prep and to sell. And it's like, okay, well, are we even in this to do work at this point? Or we're just hoping that everything we do is just going to come to us? I mean, I don't understand. Like, they're all platforms to work on. So my solution is, if you don't want to do any of those, here's your solution. Create your own website. Build your own brand.
Yeah.
Promote it on IG. Drive traffic through Google. Pay for ads on all platforms to get that traffic and have your way. Yeah. Do it that way.
Yeah. Right? I have yet to see somebody that I know personally that's killing it, doing it that way without having Amazon. Even as a matter of fact, even big brands, because like I buy stuff for tech and everything like that. Got Rode microphone, you got Sony. They even sell on Amazon. They even sell on eBay. Adidas still even sells on eBay. Right? New Balance.
Fanatics. I've seen Fanatics.
Fanatics,
I'm
right?
competing with Fanatics. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, and then actually, like, stuff are actually sometimes cheaper on the platform because they don't have to do the ads. They don't have to do X amount of work. And they're covered. That's one thing that we don't know. For chargebacks and stuff like that, we are covered from those. We don't get hit.
And for reselling dying, I feel like there's so many different opportunities that we've never had in the last 10, 20 years to make money on. And we're not even mentioning what people are saying here, like Richard, like Facebook groups and marketplaces and in person, if you can meet them online and then, meet them in person and sell them stuff. I mean, crazy.
Yeah. Cantu in the thrift space is doing well. 100% agree, but he's probably top 5% of the industry.
Rare specimen, though. There we go. Yeah, I mean, driving traffic from his YouTube to the site.
I mean, it's like saying like LeBron's doing great. I mean, like, how many LeBrons are there?
Well, what Paul did though is like built his channel though. How hard was that?
Yeah,
like to video by video.
I mean, Glenn would know.
I mean,
how hard it is.
I mean, building that traffic alone, extremely tough. I mean,
well, I think it makes sense. When you start getting million views, you got to have your own site and drive that traffic there because it's free ads for you. The work is done on the video and then channel people there. Why do you think affiliate marketing works? Because people have done the work to get their channel so big and then click on the link in bio. I know that for a fact. I'm tiny and I get to do that for eBay. I mean, like, but my goal is like, how can I get to 100K followers? It's way easier said than done.
Vintage was smart to flip that traffic into a store, 100%.
Yeah.
The thing is that when you have your own site, you have your own store, no one can tell you what to do.
Yeah.
If you're not in agreement of the fees on any of these platforms or return policies or any of that, have your own site. Some people might do it through Squarespace, which then again, now you're also following their rules because they're actually taking credit cards and things like that. Now, if you're going to take your own credit card processing, man, you're a major beast because these are some things that are not easy.
Yeah, you have
when
to
you have people's information.
I mean, you even have to use Shopify,
Yeah, exactly.
like
Not easy.
payment processing.
So another
A Train said B finally gave LeBron a compliment. Oh wow, sheesh. hey, as Scaltrick said, maturity. You know what I'm saying? B gets matured in. You know, credit to where it's due.
So back to the agreement comments on these. One of their statements was eBay is 100% withholding sales because if you're not promoting any listings, you're not making any sales. They're doing this on purpose. To also, they comment to phase out smaller sellers. eBay CEO said so themselves. I was like, when did this happen?
Imagine the biggest blunder of tech industry be like, we're in favor of supporting big sellers rather than small sellers. We gotta get rid of small sellers.
How do we do this the fastest way possible?
Actually, that guy's backwards. As a matter of fact, lately eBay has been doing a lot more grants to small businesses. We know people that have won grants, 5, 10 grand free, and that's literally eBay propping up the small sellers.
But the interesting is that there was a great comment after that of course didn't get very good likes after that. But they were saying how they didn't promote anything. Let me see where that one was. I couldn't find that one, but they weren't promoting anything, but they were being consistent and adding in products daily. And someone else had commented too, like that's why there's so much junk on eBay. People have to source things too cheap. And that's where I think where is your items great or not? They don't have to be brand new. I know we focus on brand new items. They don't have to be brand new. There's pre-owned kills it.
Yeah.
But is it the right pre-owned? I can't tell you yes or no. I mean,
look at pre-owned video games. They still kill it. So might be just the wrong category. Don't buy the most flooded pre-owned items.
One of the comments I think was hilarious was they said eBay is forcing us to not be honest with buyers. Jacking up prices to cover eBay fees can put our prices to buyers at ridiculous levels.
Who sold eBay to raise your price?
Not to be honest with buyers. So we're just lying?
I'm like we should, Glenn, I don't know, maybe we could do this on the eBay forum or something like that. I said, before you can comment, or your username gotta be linked out to your store. Put it that way. Imagine how wild that would be. And then you just go to their store and just like, oh, you're selling trash. You're supposed to get 0 sales.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to be phased out. I would I'd go all in.
I feel like a lot of these comments are the same ones that are when you get a message from a buyer, they're like, here we go. Now I gotta do customer service. Like, it's part of the game. I mean, this is running your own business. Are you gonna respond or you're not gonna respond? Are you gonna respond quick, not quick? Is it a buyer complaining? Is it a buyer asking a question? I don't know. You won't know until you open that message and try to figure out what that is. But everything is a grind. Yep. If I see whatnot is a grind one more time, I'm like, dude, they're all a grind.
Yeah.
They're all work. And you have to figure that out. But when you get, like B said, when you get your system in place, it should be easier on you on making this happen, full-time or part-time. Let me go back to, so let me ask you this though. On the phasing out small sellers and withholding sales because you're not promoting anything. What's your take on all of this stuff for promoted listings, or if you have a small eBay store, what would your game plan be then? Let's say you're sub 500 listings.
So sub 500 listings.
You're 300 listings in.
Okay. I would say you have to be more focused on what you buy. You have to be. And you have to know your listings really well. I would say you shouldn't have a listing that has zero watchers for the last zero views for the last 30 days. Because you're setting yourself up for older inventory. I mean, I think we've mentioned this before when we raised our ASP. Remember at some point my ASP was like 60. And then I couldn't handle the volume. I couldn't source more. So what I did is I raised my ASP so I'll have less products. So like you have to be really dialed in because again, I mean like we say this when we're successful, it's like a baby, right? It's my baby. But I feel like when you're failing, you're just being a terrible parent because your baby's failing. There's always a solution. That's one thing I like about business though. There's always a solution unless you're banned and kicked out and can't do anything. Like Chris, like that wasn't a solution anymore for him to do on eBay. So the solution was not pound eBay and go to a different platform. So still at the end of the day, there's still a solution, right? Like there's still more marketplace, and that's what I say. It's like there's always a solution, and if you have more excuses than solution, business is not for you. Um, yeah, uh, it won't work. It won't work in
Here's
any
that.
in an industry.
Here's that comment that other person said. I started listing 10 good items a day, and I'm having the best year I've had since starting eBay in 2014. I'm making full-time income, but only doing this part-time. That is with zero promoted listings, all organic. I feel like the time worrying about this stuff could be better used to improving your store. No likes on that on that comment as well. Because you're not falling into the misery trap
Yeah,
that the person and people that were talking about this, that if you really want to find people in your same boat of struggling, you'll find that.
yeah, easy.
Easily. Baker brand, appreciate that. Let me go back to, so your focus is on the actual items.
Yeah, I because here's the thing: you can make mistakes on the other processes, but it's very learnable. Like shipping, you'll figure it out, right? You lose 5, $10 if you click the wrong button. Listings, like even Glenn caught my listings. I mean, JC actually admitted it that it was she didn't know football. She had like Los Angeles Hawks, something like that, and that was a mistake. But the thing is, the product was good, and as soon as we fixed the title, it sold. So like I feel like always have the it's my fault mentality. But again, you make money when you buy, not when you sell. So the moment you bought that product, you better be sure that you're making money. And the iffy buys, don't blame the platform or the consumer that it's not moving. The iffy buy is your call. That was your call. The giant quantity when Glenn bought that 100 hats, it wasn't his call. It's like, oh man, San Antonio sucks. They need to get a better team. I'm like, what? What kind of argument is that, right? Like you're the one that pulled the trigger, bought 100 hats. San Antonio Spurs didn't charge you and automatically charge your card for that. So that's what I would say.
I'm in the lake. I remember at one point I had, man, like 12 tubs of Laker hats. And this is when, I mean, they were so clearance down,
Yeah,
and
'cause
I had the
that's when
opportunity
they
to
were
buy them.
so bad.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, I'm just gonna keep buying them. I mean, they're too cheap. I mean, I was getting them at like somewhere as low as like $2 a hat, and I was like, I mean, they're a franchise. They're gonna get better at some point. they're in this for the long term. I'm just gonna keep buying this, and then when's playoff hit, oh, all of a sudden, we needed one of these Laker hats.
I mean, what's his name?
They're
Number 15. Reeves.
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves start balling. Oh, we need a hat.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, a ton of these. Let me go back up and see. Intramorph, yep, eBay isn't going to change their way because of your whining. So what are you going to do to address the situation on your end? And I'm not going to sit here also and tell you that, oh, I just love paying more fees. And I love promoted listings because they can take more of my money. Or some things I promote high, some things I don't, some things I don't promote at all. It depends on what that item is. B just mentioned having an item with no views in 30 days. I have some women's shoes on there that have gotten 5 views in 30 days. That is not good. I can promote it all I want.
Right. Nobody's
It's a bad
searching.
size.
Nobody's searching for it.
It's a bad shoe. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, could it sell on a different platform? Probably. Unless I want to go on Whatnot and sell it tomorrow. I'll get $10 for it. I mean,
yeah.
not, and that those came into like some of the bulk buys, which B also mentioned too.
Yeah.
So bulk buys are really good. Or bulk buys are really bad. It depends on what it is. But also what came in the bulk buy is some really great stuff. There's also some not great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you average it out, right? Like,
yeah, well, which
same
ones?
Same way with Ross. They got RBX, they got Jordans.
True.
It's not like, oh, Ross is the best place to shop for Jordans. No, like, you'll see some RBX and Skechers there.
Yeah, that's funny because that same shoe that came in that same bulk buy was the Air Force One that I sold for $170. I mean, there's some great ones, there's some not so great ones. But I think when you have the opportunity, let's say the Ross stuff or the Nike outlets, the going store to store, and you can pick and choose what you want to get, and you don't have a lot of capital as well, I think that's the smartest way to do it. And cherry picking the really smartest buys possible for your business and your capital and your situation, part-time or full-time.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think the garage sailing part, the thrifting part, everybody gets like a huge leap when they do that. I feel like it's a lot harder to start retail arbitrage off the rip. And, you know, like, I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying, like, the garage sale find that you buy for $10, or, like, you know, like, you buy a Dymo. I saw, who was it? I think it was Rally Roots. Paid $20 for a Dymo label printer and then sold for $170. You know, like, that's just a huge leap of capital. So I think the best pickers are the pickiest one. You know, because a lot of the thrifters, when it's cheap to buy items, kind of like if you're in a Glenn's position with the hats and stuff like that. Next thing you know, he gets offered like a really bad hat, but because it's cheap, he buys it. That's being a terrible businessman. But why would you buy the cheap one? Just pay up for the good New Era brand. Why would you buy more of the 47s? Right? Like, you'll have to, at some point, you still have to filter. Unless you get to a point when you're bulk buying, a lot of times you can't filter when you're bulk buying.
And I guess also depends on, like, what platform you're on as well. I mean, I know going into it buying 100 San Antonio Spurs hats that, number one, they're not going to sell right away. If you're in this for the long term, then you have also a peace of mind because you know that you're already in this. Like, this is not like damn, I only have 800 to my name. I spent 500 on Spurs hats. I need this gone now because I don't have any capital. You know, that wasn't the situation either.
Yeah.
Then on the Whatnot side, I give some away. I promote the next show. I sell one. I give one away, that same hat. And I sell them on eBay, and I sell them on Mercari, and they've sold on all 3 platforms.
Right.
So I'm also want to use the platforms to the advantage to see, you know, to move those products as well, and being profitable on them.
Yeah.
Let me
And
see. Oh, go ahead.
and I think, like when you don't have a lot of inventory, I think cross posting helps a lot.
Yeah, I would be doing that anytime too,
Yeah.
especially with how many platforms have been on the rise as
Yeah.
well. I mean,
Like any sale works. I just looked it up because we're trying to do Mercari now. When the year that we did Mercari, we sold $11,000. That's actually pretty good.
hmm.
And that was like my least favorite platform. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was painful to get it up there, but we got it up there.
Reselling is about learning, being persistent and consistent. Be better today than yesterday. Richmond. In 2023, you need to cross post vintage profit. Um, and I guess not putting your. It's always been, even when I started, and even in like 24, even down the road, like, right, like 2012, 2013, 14, 15, it was always like a battle because people were like, do I commit and go all in on one platform, or do I not put my eggs in one basket and a little bit here, there, try this and try that?
You can do
It's
it and
it's
find out how.
always a battle. What?
I mean, you can find out how because Glenn did the spread. Your income was coming from all avenues. I didn't. I went all
Yeah.
eBay hardcore. And it all worked out. And
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, that's why I like business. Because there's so many things that you can do to it that if you have the grind, if you're willing to learn, I think it will all pay out. You might not be as rich, but I think it will pay out, right? Because like at some point there is let's say like okay, like if you have enough capital, you have access. Okay, let's do Amazon 100%. Like you can move so much better, faster, their velocity, yada yada yada, right? Like yeah, like some people do 1,000 pairs per month, right? And then we don't do that. Like I mean, you have Renzi doing the whatnot like so wild, right? Like
A
so
ton of
fast.
shows. Yeah.
And I'm like, and as long as it fits his business model, it works. And he's not an eBay seller,
Yeah.
so
And that goes back to what we said too, the platform, whatever works for you. Now for me, I'll tell you guys, I tried everything. I've tried all the platforms at one point, I would think. And whichever one works for me and my situation at that time, I've tried to go all
you
in
put
that
more effort. Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
So, on Amazon FBA side, I was doing a lot of the toys during the holidays. I was doing a lot of RA, a lot of scanning, shipping. I was doing that nonstop. Then, but eBay side was just kind of like there. YouTube, making money doing that. And then when Merch by Amazon came, I went all in on that. Even did a podcast. I was
Yeah.
doing designing and
You guys did
all of that for
consultation
Amazon.
and everything, right?
And then it was like back to the eBay thing. Now I was getting more access to different shoes and this and that. And then after the COVID thing, it's like now I have access to hats and jerseys. Okay, and then Mercari kind of came up, and then Whatnot showed up out of nowhere. Okay, let
Yeah.
me try to do this. And then now there seems to be like another Amazon opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, I never closed my account. It's still there. I mean, I know how to sell on
Hey, you
FBA.
never talk shit to Amazon.
No, exactly.
You
Exactly.
didn't blast Amazon. Amazon's dead.
Amazon's dead. They're not gonna be selling on that platform anymore, even though it's the biggest e-commerce platform.
Right.
So it's like I like that. I like the idea though of trying everything to see what's gonna work for you and that situation at that time.
No, to trying and giving your best effort.
True. That's
'Cause a
so
lot
true.
of people's like, oh, let me try it. Let me go live with really dark background, using iPhone 1 and trying to sell Travis Scott for $500 over market. That's what a lot of people say they're tried. Like, I don't think you tried.
Well, I've
you
seen
know?
people try with like less than 10 items on all platforms. I sent in 8 items to FBA and 2 of them sold and one of them got returned. I'm not doing that anymore.
Sheesh.
I listed 8
So you
items on
made $10
eBay, nothing
over the
sold.
weekend? You made $10? Damn.
They do that with eBay too. I listed
Yeah.
10 items, nothing sold. This platform sucks. It's like, did you really try or not try?
Yeah.
I mean, we need that. What? We need that Glenn back. Showed us how to ship backpacks on YouTube.
Did
There we
you?
go, Richard. Yeah, backpack, shoes, FBA. I've done.
Oh, oh.
I did a lot of
I
toys.
mean, you've been here since 1923, so
He started selling out of the womb 23 years ago. So there we go. Anything else before we go? Any comments? If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong and tell me why. If you think B's wrong, tell him why. If you
always
agree, that's cool too. If you don't, that's cool too.
yeah. If you
you can
don't,
answer, you can answer our question: Is reselling dying? You can
yeah.
answer that
If
question.
if you don't agree, put your eBay store link down there.
B wants to start going through stores. Let me see. Glenn started with the AOL dial-up. There we go. We missed the old Kanye. Very nice. It was Sears catalog and Glenn's catalog way back when.
Yeah, Glenn was selling shoes at Sears catalog.
No, not dying. Have fun with reselling. Don't try to make it a full-time income. Caltrix on there. Some full-time, some are part-time. I'm agree with both.
Yeah.
I don't think you should quit your full-time job
Man,
if you're not ready to go full-time on
Sneakers
selling.
Envy's part time and he's making way more
Dude,
money.
yeah,
than
Sneakers
full-time.
Envy is part-time and is just destroying it out there on reselling. Big Money Mo reselling is dead. Wink, wink.
Yeah, it's dead.
It's dead. I appreciate that, Slim Pickens. Thank you for that comment. Reselling isn't dying as long as there are merchandise that will be reselling. Richard. Do you ever see a platform overtaking eBay for reselling? That's a good question.
I mean, Amazon already done it, so I don't think there's anybody up close. Cause I forgot. I'll get factual next time, because they ranked it. They ranked Amazon, eBay, and then Posh.
Poshmark. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like user wise, there was like what 130 for eBay, and then Posh I think had 10 mil.
Yeah, it was a huge. It's a
Yeah,
huge difference.
gap from Posh, and Posh is the closest.
And even Posh to Mercari is a
Mercari's
huge.
like 2 mil.
Yeah, it's a
2 to
huge
10,
gap.
something like that. It's not even half. So after eBay, it's not even half.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, I Posh is the one, but I think looking at the development of their platform, I don't think it's looking like eBay.
Let me see. It's not
Hey,
dead. I think I
Sneakers
went
Envy
to
said, if
school.
you think it's dead, let me make an offer on your inventory. Oh, you might not want their inventory if they
man.
say it's dead, Sneakers Envy.
Sneakers Envy is ready to buy. Always ready to buy. Cars and inventory. Richmond, totally agree. You have to model your business based on how you envisioned it to be. Be you and not somebody else. I do it part-time and I enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, I was doing the part-time hustle for a long time too. And
Yeah.
with the part-time hustle, what's good about it, of course, is like you get your 2-week or monthly check plus all the bonus money that comes into on your part-time hustle. I mean, both are, if you can make it work and you're happy doing them part-time, full-time, go all in and have at it. I mean, because the platforms are there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an even better time to be reselling.
Yeah, I'm
I
actually
mean, with everything that's on
I'm
there
actually
right now.
part time. I just didn't tell you guys.
Oh, okay, he's
I
part-time.
do part time work.
Let me see. A big money will stop tiptoeing and go all in. Be a man.
Be a man.
Amazon is a whole country.
Be a man. And what was that? Stop gripping your coffee like this. Be a man.
Oh.
Be a man. That grip, that manly grip.
Manly grip. Let me see. NFTs on eBay one day soon, maybe? Kind of sort. I thought they were trying that. I don't know.
Yeah.
How to remember on that end. Anything else? Any comments, questions you want to throw in there before we go? I'm open to anything. You don't have to agree. Caltrix doesn't agree, which I think that's fine too. Everyone has their own opinions and experience on their businesses as well. So let me see. eBay member since 2000. When I was in high school, reselling off and on throughout the years. Reselling will never die. Let me see. There we go. Armand, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, and your OnlyFans comment. Yeah, I haven't sold anything on OnlyFans.
Oh
Not
yeah,
yet.
that's the
Not yet though.
platform. That's the platform that we have to really look into it first.
Why am I still working? Post office opens at 6 a.m. Drop off packages before work. Mr.
Hey,
Eric.
Mr. Eric, you just Mr. Eric can't disappoint his Filipino mom.
There you go, Mr.
Or Mr. Eric has a big house that he's trying to buy.
There you go. Hey B, can you find out from eBay what it takes to be allowed to sell airbags on there?
Oh, I've heard that. I think the only ones that I've seen are like certified with X amount because I've bought airbags there for
Oh, you
parts.
have?
Yeah,
That's
I've bought them. Yeah, I've
oh.
bought them. Yeah, there is a certain restriction in Tremor, but maybe we could figure out once we we find out in eBay.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, Mr. Eric, houses in Cali are like mansions here in Ohio. So
LA Gonzalez, SneakerCon Dallas?
no SneakerCon till SneakerCon LA. I am gonna be in SneakerCon LA.
Oh, okay, there you go. You heard it straight from the bee's mouth. SneakerCon LA. Let me see. I used to sell a lot on there and made damn good money doing so.
Also, you
Intramorph.
can't sell now. They're
Oh, on
probably
the
like just
airbags?
restrictions in certain. Try to call eBay and see.
All right. We are done. And Friday video, working on that. And anything else? I don't think so. I think we're pretty much set. I mean, it was a good show, a good topic. Then let's see what else happens from that because I know this is like
Hey,
a
there's still like 108 people watching. So the resellers, I think, haven't died. At least the resellers watching this, cause
they're still alive.
I think when was that? I think we had like 50 viewers or something like that. I think they died a little bit.
Oh, that's true too. Okay, any Q&A, throw that in there. How about that?
Yeah.
B's ready to answer questions.
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
for the next hour. Just kidding.
Like, man,
All your
Didn't-
reselling questions
didn't
go
we
ask
just
B
say
right
it was
now.
gonna be paid? This was gonna be paid subscription now.
OnlyFans pay subscription? Come on now. If not, then we're good to go. All right. Think we're
Trying to
set.
convince my fiance that our honeymoon will be in the Philippines. Mr. Eric, your money will go way further in the Philippines. So if you need tips, let me know. Ask me or ask JC because you can get like a private villa there for like $300 a night.
Sneakers Envy, should I buy more inventory or a warehouse?
Nah, just park your cars outside.
No,
That's
Sneakers
what he-
Envy, more inventory.
More inventory. Park your cars outside. No. He has two incomes, Glenn. He can buy a warehouse and more inventory. What are you talking about?
He can buy a warehouse and store your stuff in there if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Charge you rent.
Just buy a house. Buy a giant house, a barnuminium, and then I'll rent from you. I'll live there.
Straight from the B. Richmond, thanks for that. Mendez finds as well. Great show. Just getting started.
Danny
Very
gonna
nice.
retire in the Philippines 100%.
Okay. Here to
Yep,
here.
both. Buy both.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. And we'll have a video on Friday. And we'll see if... I think I'm on Whatnot on Friday as well. All right, guys. Go listen to that podcast.
Yeah.
eBay for Business.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys. Go ahead and get it. Take care.